Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. It's Dr. Sasha here. As promised, at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, we are here for what we've all been waiting for, which is a very special announcement. If you've been following, you know what's going on. My name is Dr. Sasha No, and I am your dual doctorate board certified award-winning physician and researcher, multi-best-selling author, international speaker, and medical cannabis expert. And I help patients using medical cannabis. I educate physicians on how they can help their patients using medical cannabis. And I educate and consult with the industry on how they can meet the needs of both patients and physicians. And so welcome today. I am so excited that you're here. Thank you for joining me. I see we've got some people joining in. Thank you so much for coming in. Hi, Cindy. I see we have a few more people. It's so great to see everyone. And I want to just say how excited I am today about this book, Cannabis and the Immune System. It has been a work of labor, a labor of love, I should say, a labor of love. Here is the long-awaited book, Cannabis and the Immune System, and I'm going to talk a lot about it today. So first and foremost, as a special today, I want you guys to go click on the link in the post and go get your copy and come back here so we can talk about it. So if you know someone who might be interested in this, please hit that share button and share this with your friends. Tag a friend if you think that they can benefit from this book or they might be able to benefit from this book. Please tag them. We are including the links in the comments as well. So if you're joining us as we talk about this, please be sure to share. Okay, so I'm so excited. Like I said, this book called Cannabis and the Immune System, it's actually been something that I've been working on for quite some time. And I have people asking me all the time, you know, Dr. Sasha, how did you get into this? Okay, so this book answers some of that. This book also talks about, it includes some historical information. So I have people go, wait, how come you started research in this field 25 years ago? I hadn't heard about this except for a couple of years ago. So how is that possible? And so what I've done is I've included that information in here in the form of work that I did during my dissertation. So we'll talk a little bit more about that, how I got started in this field 25 years ago. And that work 25 years ago has now been able to be used and come to fruition with me as a physician, where I was able to take that work from the bench, meaning on my days of research, and now take it to the bedside, which means in clinical practice, where I can actually help patients. And talk about what an incredible honor that is for me, right? Because how many people can say that the work that they did, their PhD work in a field, has been able to be used themselves personally to help patients. And so I'm so excited about that and so honored actually to be able to bring this information to you and just to be able to have been on this journey. We've had some people joining us. Thank you so much. It's so great to see everyone that's joining. Go on, click on that link, get your special today, because this is a special price for everyone who comes on the Facebook Live today. So I hope you can go click over there, get your copy, pop back here. Okay, so again, for you that are just coming in, you know who I am. I'm Dr. Sasha, and I am talking about this new book that I have today launching. It's called Cannabis and the Immune System, and it actually also has a bonus with case studies, and we're going to be talking more about that. Share the post, share, like. If you know someone, either a healthcare professional or a physician or any individual who might be interested in really delving into really some meat, actually. So, you know, 25 years ago when I chose to pursue my PhD, I decided that I would select research to become an immunologist. And the department at the University of South Florida's College of Medicine, where I was enrolled, they actually had a grant from the National Institute of Drugs of Abuse that would allow them to do research on different types of drugs of abuse. This was back in the mid-90s, like 94, 95. And so when I decided to go into research, I had to pick a topic. And so if you've ever done any kind of research, you know that it can be pretty challenging. And half the time things don't work and you're figuring it out, you know, you're creating new knowledge. So it's actually kind of crazy, but exciting at the same time, but then it can be discouraging when things don't work. So I actually wanted a topic that I felt would really hold my, my attention, if you will, for a long time, as you need to when you pursue your PhD. And so I chose the field of molecular and cellular cannabinoid research. And so the work that I started very early on, 25 years ago, actually looked at the distribution and function of one of the cannabinoid receptors. Those are the receptors that you have in your body, and look at those receptor expression in mice and look at their immune system and see how these cannabinoids may be functioning in the immune system. And I was also able to go ahead and research how this affects HIV infection replication. So many years ago, you know, it had to be divine intervention. I am you know, my faith informs everything I do. I look back now and I can see the path being clear. But at the time, I was simply picking a topic that was of interest to me. And so that's what I decided to do. And I'm here in Florida. For many of you that may not know, I'm here in Florida. And so it's taken a while for things to get here. But over the years, I have been able to help and consult with patients and physicians and just really internationally. So it's been an opportunity for me to serve with that knowledge. And I also get to help patients as well. And so one of the things that I've done is I have combined that historical information for my dissertation. In my dissertation, as a matter of fact, this is the original dissertation published in 2000, and take that information and put it in a book. However, what I've also done, which is like super exciting for any of you that are interested, because this is such a hot topic right now, I know everyone is really asking a lot of questions. And so what this book has as well, it not only provides the historical information on my dissertation and cannabinoids and cannabinoid receptors and some of that, what we call basic science molecular biology information. That might sound a little heavy, don't be scared. But what it also has are case studies in it. Okay, so different case studies with different patients, whether they have different kinds of disorders. So let me just take a quick break here, see who we have in the chat. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining. I see we have some doctors, and we have Andrea, who is my attorney for protecting my intellectual property. Thank you for everything that you do. And so she's my trademark guru. And so excited that you're here supporting me today. And so if you, by the way, you know, just joined us, please go click on the link, get your copy today. This is a special price. And so please go ahead and get it, whether it's for you or for someone else. So enjoy. And then come back here so we'll continue the discussion. But anyway, so what I was saying is that the book, my book here, it actually contains case studies for you to be able to understand how I actually have been able to take that bench research from starting 25 years ago and then apply it specifically to my own patients. And so it's truly a gift. It truly is a gift, and I'm honored to be able to do this. But I've been sharing some of that information in this book with you. Many of you have asked, you know, I have physicians and patients internationally that call me, talk to me, message me almost every single day, having questions. So I think this is some information that can be really helpful for you. And so in the case studies, we talk about things like how it's been used in patients with muscle spasticity disorders like MS, movement disorders like Parkinson's disease and Huntington's disease, inflammatory disorders, you know, as an anti-inflammatory, how this treatment can be helpful with patients with arthritis or different types of inflammatory disorders, including fibromyalgia. Chronic pain, we know that's one of the top 3 reasons why we utilize cannabis. And so case studies like that are in this book. Okay, we also have case studies in here about patients who we've used to treat with post-traumatic stress disorder, traumatic brain injury. Obviously, these are just the information on these different cases that I have presented to you that can be helpful to you. If you've ever questioned, how does this work? How do we use this? Those case studies are what are going to be helpful to you. Traumatic brain injury, when we talk about traumatic brain injury, right now we can't really help patients when that injury happens, even though we know that medical cannabis can be helpful. So what I tend to see are patients who have what we call the sequelae of traumatic brain injury, meaning the effects, after effects, if you will, of traumatic brain injury, and things like migraine, epilepsy, muscle spasticity, pain, all of these things, they actually can be helped with medical cannabis. Insomnia, another reason that this treatment can be used. Obviously, this is not exhaustive, but these are for an example of some of the cases that are in here. So even if you want to read, you can read the basic science, but you can also see the clinical stuff. And I think this is such a valuable tool for so many of you out there who are looking to expand your knowledge when it comes to medical cannabis. I want to say that as I have gone through the last couple decades, I run into people who have different, they have different views on medical cannabis. And I really want to speak specifically to physicians right now. So if you're a physician and you, really don't understand how this works, if you really don't understand the endocannabinoid system, if you have questions about different types of patients that this may or may not be helpful for, this would be great for you. It's a great starter on understanding that information. Plus, it shows you applications of the science to the bedside in patients that we see in clinical practice. So super helpful for you. I know that we have a small population of physicians that your mind may or may not be changed, but I think it's important for you to get the education because your patients are going to come and be asking you questions. So it's important to get informed. So please take the time to look at the information so that you can at least have a educated conversation. We have health professionals that they may find this useful because they're too being in around patients and they're encountering patients who have these questions. So this book can be so helpful for you. Now, I just want to take a second for those of you who are just joining. I'm Dr. Sasha, you know who I am. Click on the link, go get your book, come back here. We're going to continue the discussion like we've been doing. And thank you for all of you who are showing up. This is so awesome. Let's see who else has shown up here. It is, Andrea. Thank you so much. I think it's going to be great. Thank you so much for everyone that's showing up. Thank you, Tola, for coming on in. I love it when I get to see family and friends. Oh, by the way, which I'm being reminded, when you go and get your book, please, in the comments, the link is actually there are two places. It's in the post here for Facebook, and it's also within the comments being posted as well. You can go click on that link. It's the bit.ly link, Dr. Sasha No 2019, and you can get your copy. Once you get your copy, come back in the comments and just put in there, I got mine, because today, the first 20 people that do go and get that book here between 12 and 1 will actually be entered to win a free gift from me, which is a t-shirt for medical cannabis. And I'm going to get one of those and show you that in a second. So I'll need to grab one of those. But I wanted to make sure that you knew, if you go and you put your, and you get the book, go ahead and put in the comments, I got mine. So we can count you in that drawing and you can get that awesome shirt. Now, so where was I? So we were talking about for physicians who actually, it's a little warm in here. For physicians who are also considering how they can help their patients with medical cannabis, this is a great book to provide some background information as well as the clinical studies. So please, if you know someone, get a copy for them and just help them out by getting that information. I'm going to take a quick sip here. So again, thank you for joining. The link is in the comments. It's the bit.ly link in the top of the comments, as well as in the post here will be posted. So click on that link in the comments, go get your copy of the book, come back and say, I got mine, and we'll enter you in that drawing to win that free gift, which is a t-shirt that we're going to be giving away for a lucky winner of the first 20 individuals that buy this, okay? All right, so anyway, we were talking about physicians. So if you're one who needs more information, oh, I need to get that that for me. So why don't you go ahead and hand that to me? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, this is a t-shirt for those that are going and getting your book, Medical Cannabis, the Gatekeeper Drug for Health and Wellness. So this is an awesome t-shirt. It's super soft and I love it. And the reason I say that this is the gatekeeper drug and not the gateway drug for health and wellness, it's the gatekeeper drug for health and wellness, because what we know is that the cannabinoid receptors and the endocannabinoids are involved in so many different body systems that it's actually very much involved physiologically in our body. And I know for years and years and years, due to prohibition, people have been calling it the gateway drug. And I want to help rephrase that thinking, reshape that mindset, help you to think about this in another way for your patients. So that's why I created this shirt, just to spark that conversation, you know, that it's actually a gatekeeper drug for health and wellness, not a gateway drug. And I think that we can start with that conversation. Obviously, you know, it's a different conversation when we have patients who deal with addiction, drug use, dependent substance use, things like that. But the vast majority of the patients that we have are actually able to be helped with this treatment. So you have an opportunity to win that. Yay, Dr. Goldie, thanks for joining. I see you got your copy. Awesome. You know, as an anesthesiologist, this is something that's going to be so helpful to you so that you can talk to your patients. And we see a lot of physicians either in pain management or anesthesia, PM&R, things like that, that really want to understand more. And so getting this book can be super helpful to those individuals. So go get your copy, get a copy for someone else. If you are watching this, share the link here or tag another doctor that you think, or another healthcare professional. This is not just for doctors. This is not just for physicians, okay? Understand, I get questions from those in the industry. I get questions from legislators. This is really helpful to explain a lot of questions that people have about the relevance of cannabis in the immune system and how patients can be helped. And also, you know, I do want to take a minute as well and talk about the fact that we have patients who actually do have adverse reactions to this. It is not for everyone. I'm not here saying that this is the treatment for everyone, okay? But I think we need to understand where it's applicable, where it's not, what are the risks, what are the benefits, and have an educated discussion. So those of you who are either in the industry or in the healthcare profession or making the laws, really, you know, we have patients, for example, I have patients who call to get my advice just to consult and understand whether this might be an appropriate treatment for them. And they're in states where laws are being enacted. And the legislators there really need to get information on how this may or may not be beneficial. And in really the reality of this is that there are so many patients that can be helpful. And in those where it's not helpful, we need physicians to be able to be the ones directing that treatment, okay? But we do know that physicians are part of a team that should lead the healthcare team. And so there are so many other individuals who are involved in patient care and education that I think really can understand in a little bit more depth how we can have patients, you know, either be thinking about this treatment or not. I'm not talking about recreational cannabis. I'm speaking about medical cannabis here. And so understanding when it's appropriate, when it's not, is a great way to be able to serve as many people as possible, you know. And here's the book, by the way, for those of you that are still just now joining. Don't forget to click on the link and go get your copy and come back here. I see it's, yes. So today, the special right now is Dr. Donaco is for that book. So you want to get that today. If you want to get the hardbound, we'll get you that information. It'll be available today. We are launching this book, and so you definitely have the hard copy that you can have. And so we'll make sure you get that information. But our special today that we're doing as we launch this book is for the ebook. And so go ahead and get your copy. And hopefully, I know you will find this very helpful. So thank you so much for all the physicians that really have taken time out. It's 12:20. And we are actually, in the middle, today's Tuesday, it's the middle of our workday. And I love it that we have physicians that are taking time of their lunch. And many of you know that as physicians, we really, a lot of times, either are eating on the go, not the greatest thing, I know. Sometimes we don't always do the best things for ourselves when we're busy taking care of other people. But we are here taking care of patients. I'm here at my office today. I've been seeing patients this morning. I have patients this afternoon. So I really appreciate all the physicians that are popping in here and getting their copy and really looking forward to reading and educating themselves about this book. So again, here it is. Looking forward to having as many people read this as possible, and share the link. Hit share on the post so that folks can know about this and get their book today. Okay, so really, as I mentioned already, this book has been an absolute labor of love for me. I am so grateful to be able to take my bench research, my research at the University of South Florida's College of Medicine, at a time where only a few physicians in the world were doing cannabinoid research, and to be able to be a part of that and help to create that knowledge. And now I get to help my patients. And what's cool for me is that I don't just get to help my patients one-on-one here in the office. I think for myself, when I look back on this journey that I've been on professionally, is the ability to just look back and say, wow, I had this opportunity to share information and help as many people as possible. And there's only so much I can do one-on-one in the office, but you know what? I can utilize so many tools these days to be able to take that knowledge internationally, which is what my passion and my purpose is to do, is to share that knowledge with as many people as possible as we enter where, we know now, like in 33 states now have laws, at least for medical cannabis, if not recreational. And this legislative session, we had over 1,000 bills that were going through different state legislators, legislation to be approved or not. So this is really expanding. This knowledge is really valuable to you. If you know someone that can use it, get it for them, and so that they can get that knowledge that they need, okay? So I want to say thank you so much for coming. I want to make sure that you know that this book can be so helpful for you or someone that you know, and go and please share it with everyone that you can, okay? I would also say that if you are a physician, you can contact us after this, because I have a physician-only private Facebook group, the Medicanna Docs, that I help educate physicians as well. So again, there can be more outreach and more impact for as many individuals as possible. So for those of you that are popping in here, if you are not a part of that group, please come and be a part of that group and join me and other physicians in the country as we go about sharing knowledge with each other so that we can further educate ourselves and help our patients, okay? So as we're getting ready to wind down here, I'm just gonna say thank you so much for joining me for this launch today. I love that I get to share this information with you, and I'm so grateful that I've been able to be blessed enough to be on this journey with all of you. So again, I'm gonna say, if you, for those of you that may not know me, I'm Dr. Sasha. I'm your dual doctorate, board certified, award-winning physician, researcher, multi-best-selling author, international speaker, and medical cannabis expert. And I say that with absolute humility, because while it may sound like I'm tooting my horn, I'm just grateful to let you know that I am so grateful and blessed to bring this information to as many people as possible. So thank you so much for joining me for this amazing launch of this labor of love here that really has spanned knowledge for the last 25 years. So hopefully you will enjoy it as much as I enjoyed putting this information together for you so that it can be valuable to you. Okay, I'm gonna say, don't forget, if you've gotten your copy, go get your copy, come back, put in the comments that I got mine, so we can enter you for the drawing for this very cool t-shirt that talks about medical cannabis, the gateway drug. It's not the gateway drug, it is actually the gatekeeper drug for health and wellness, okay? We are actually changing the conversation and continuing to change the conversation about medical cannabis so that people can be educated across the board. And so I think this will be really helpful to you. Thank you again so much for all of you who have joined. I'm so excited that you've come here today. All right, so have a great day. I've got to get ready to go start seeing patients again soon. But thank you for all that you've done to join me today and support me today. All right, you guys have a great day. If you are not following me across all social media, please do so. The handle is at Dr. Sashano. That's DrSashanoe. So you can find me at Dr. Sashano, DrSashanoe, across all social media. And I look forward to continuing the conversations with you in the many, many days and years to come. Love you guys. Enjoy the book. We'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.